Hi again, all. I said that I would basically start doing the third part of my Path to Faith series after a little bit of research. But after kind of looking into just the vastness of topics, I realized that I cannot just simply do one third part in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm gonna call this video part 3A. And I don't know how many parts there's gonna be in the threes, because I have just probably a dozen reasons off the top of my head that make the explanation of, humans being here by chance just ridiculous when you take any one of them individually. They're miracles in and of themselves, but when you total them all up, it just becomes absurd. So with 3A, I just want to start with the universe and our solar system, and then basically get into evolution and looking at what are the most accepted, at least, timelines as of now. So I have my computer open here, so I can look things up easily. So at least according to Google, and I know that I've heard this from other sources, the universe is estimated to be 13.8 billion years old, approximately. I mean, they have decimal places after, I think it's 0.78, so it goes on and on. But according to at least the model for which estimates the expansion of the universe, the galaxies, they estimate that the Big Bang came from a single point, and the galaxies are all accelerating away from the single point, which in and of itself makes challenges our assumptions about gravity. If it's an explosion, why is it accelerating? Why wouldn't it be slowing and coming back, which is what gravity would naturally do to something in a frictionless environment such as space? I have my own thoughts that basically the universe that explodes, and that basically if you go far enough in space, I believe you start to come back this direction to the same space. So I know it may be not what I want to go in the direction of this topic, but I believe that we are in kind of a Mobius strip, where you basically, if you trace along this Mobius strip, you eventually come along to the same point you started on. It's like a circle, but it's got some twists on the piece of paper. So that I believe the universe is just a continuum of a very large space that comes back upon itself. So we are accelerating, I believe, towards another Big Bang, where everything basically comes together and then blows up again. So and then our galaxy, sorry, not our galaxy, our solar system is estimated to be about, I think, 4.5 billion years old. So therefore, the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and some say 4.3 billion, but I have up here on Google when did life start on Earth? And it's estimated that life began at least 3.7 billion years ago, or as far back as 3.8 and 4.1 billion years. So if you just subtract 3.8, or sorry, subtract 3.8 into 4.5, you get 800 million years. Is the longest time period that scientists estimate it took to create basically bacteria, which is the smallest form of replicable life. Like viruses can replicate, but they need a host to do it. So we don't really know where viruses came from, but they're like kind of parasites. There are things called plasmids, I think, that I think they can replicate, but they don't really have the basic functions of life like a bacteria does. Like they can actually, replicate itself, or through other, like there's various means of replication. I don't want to go into the biology of it. I just mean to say that if you were to look into a bacteria, like really study what's inside of it, like I have, like that was my first degree, was in cellular and molecular biology, which is studying what's called the organelles, these tiny little mechanism, like these tiny little structures within the bacteria or within any cell. Like a bacteria is called prokaryotic, and we're made up of what's called eukaryotic cells. So it's like a huge advancement over what is a bacterial cell. Like our cells are far more complicated than a bacterial cell. But I don't want to even go there yet. Just talking about a bacteria, like an amoeba or a paramecium. Can't remember all. Streptococcus. Anyways, there's thousands or millions of different kinds of bacteria. I don't even know the numbers. The point is that there's a well-defined, consistent substructure in all bacteria. There's Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, nucleus, ribosomes, not mitochondria, they're separate. But anyways, so every bacteria pretty much has the same components within it, which is quite miraculous in and of itself. And then all of these things inside of the bacteria are working seamlessly together and so functioning to live, and then they can reproduce themselves and life just continues. So we're asked to believe, but from evolutionary science, like Darwinian kind of beliefs, that in about 800 million years, this perfect replicating machine was created randomly. That somehow its parts all in this really hostile environment that was the Earth at the beginning somehow came together naturally, randomly, to form what became a living cell. And um, it is so absurd to think that this random event of assembly, self-assembly, could have happened within a billion years. And I argue that, like, the reason I said the Big Bang is estimated to have occurred 13.8 billion years ago, I would argue that it is impossible for this little tiny thing to have randomly assembled itself in the time frame of the entire universe. We're talking about something that is orders of magnitude more complicated than anything we have ever designed or created ourselves. And then we're asking that most complicated thing that we've ever designed, like, doesn't even compare, for it to be self-replicating and to be able to continue, and then to put it into thousands, if not millions of times, like, of these little tiny packages that are all slightly different from one another, and some quite different from one another, all at the same time. It's like, it is so mind-bogglingly absurd to believe that life just spontaneously started on Earth. And even if it was seeded from somewhere else in the universe, it's still absurd in the timeline of the universe. I'm saying boldly, I have nothing to back this up. This is my intuition that would tell me that it would take trillions upon trillions of years for life to randomly occur, and then probably trillions upon trillions of years for the variety of life to have spontaneously, come out of whatever would have been the first cell. So I really invite someone to do the math, to statistically prove that this could have happened within 800 million years, and then maybe we can have an intellectual discussion about it. So I think that's the first point I want to make about there must be a creator. That is number one to me, is like this whole notion of evolution. I know what other point I wanted to make is that there have been several extinctions of life on Earth. I don't know to what degree the extinctions occur, but it's like nearly all life is eliminated periodically on Earth, and it's never been proven as to why. It's very likely some event that comes from space, and a meteorite hits that's large enough that basically causes the Earth to go into a major cataclysm occurs and goes into like a spiral of death. But out of that always comes some miraculous return of life, and with greater variety than when it came into the evolution, or sorry, into the destruction, into the extinction. So evolutionary biologists cannot possibly explain like that is not this slow changing evolution model. It's like this spontaneous, like, explosion of life that again points towards a creator. It's like it doesn't make any there is no scientific theory on how, like, believable theory that would explain how life has come back after these extinctions, and with such complexity and variety. So I think that's all for this video. I'll do another one next on organic chemistry, and particularly organic chemistry is carbon chemistry. It's the chemistry of life, and it's really quite fascinating how organic chemistry is driven by the energy that our sun produces, and is filtered very carefully by the Earth and its atmosphere. So we are exposed to only the energy that we require to live, and the energy that would kill us is filtered out. So that's my next video.